not only does it make everything feel amazing and you feel great after, you start to judge people that don't have it.
Oh. Don't judge me.
Judge people that don't have what, John?
This is my I don't know, idiom is not the right word, but this is my comparison. So let me ask you a question. It's a rainy day, and you drive your car around, and you go down a dirt road. When you wake up after that when you get to wherever you're going after that dirt road, if you get home, and you've been driving down like a muddy road, all that kind of stuff, and you get to your house, do you just take a dry paper towel, wipe off your car, and go, that's good? Or do you wash your car?
No.
This is what bidet owners speak like.
So now, imagine that car is your
Imagine, if you
butthole,
will.
and imagine that the dirt is poo. And then tell me that owning a bidet is a bad idea.
Okay, I never said owning a bidet was a bad idea.
Maybe I like chocolate starfish.
I'm just saying.
And the hot dog flavored water.
That is what.
Don't drink the water.
That's what like the
That's
wet
foot
wipes
water.
are for.
Yeah, or wetting the toilet paper.
The problem is with the wet wipes.
They're not septic safe.
Yeah, they're you can't flush them. Even in city, you have issues flushing them. And I mean,
you're not supposed to flush wipes.
Why create more waste? I mean,
I would prefer not to.
And honestly, the wipes have like a little. Every now and again, they'll get a. If you have like a hot sauce, you'll get a little sting.
I'm sorry, hot sauce on your ass?
I have.
Well, not the whole ass, just the middle.
I think when you eat as much hot food
just
as
a little
I do,
pinky
you
to
don't
see
get
how
the
it
sting
feels.
ring. Do you get sting ring?
I don't.
That
have
can
to
be
eat
fun
really
sometimes.
shitty Thai food or something.
I don't know
for sting
about
ring.
you, but I have normal poops.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't get sting ring.
Don't invite me if you don't want to know.
No.
I can't agree to that. It's funny.
It's one of those things where it was a life changer. Getting
So
I have
you want
heard
to
good
talk
things.
life changer? I got to tell you my first experience with a bidet.
Okay.
So my friends in
Can we record this?
Oh, we already are.
Ah, good.
Most of that's recorded.
Oh, we are good. I'm glad
we're on the clock.
Stuff later.
So
I cut you out.
I'm a big individual, if you can't tell.
No.
And we go to, my friends moved into this place, and we're moving in, and nature called. Well, I didn't realize that, there's a lever on the side.
Yeah.
So if you're sitting down, you got to do what you got to do. You're a big individual. There's some overhang on the sides of the seat, right?
Oh, okay. All
Yeah,
right.
near the lever. So you're not expecting you get a cold shot of water right up the ass. Like, I was not expecting
So
that.
you hit it as you were going back. Is what you're saying. Interesting.
That was unpleasant.
See, and that's what people also told me when I first got mine, because I just have one that's tied right into the clean water tank that comes off the top. So you would think that they're like the cold one probably wouldn't be the cold one's where it's at, dude.
Oh yeah,
it's
cold
like
one's where it's at.
especially if you're eating
It's
the
like-
spicy food, that cooling.
It's like your asshole
Exactly.
smoking a menthol cigarette.
Ooh, menthol.
That is the most
It is fun.
accurate description I have ever
Yes.
heard.
So on
Great.
that note, there.
That first hit's perfect.
I use a body wash product called Duke Cannon. They have
It's
one.
like the spearmint body wash.
Looking
or
for
whatever.
I
sponsors.
have that one.
Yeah.
No, if Duke Cannon, if you guys like to sponsor us, that'd be great. I will promote the shit out of your products because that is straight up all I use.
Yeah, I've got a
But no.
spearmint tea Torella one that is like your butthole smoking
Oh, this
menthol.
isn't that. They call this one. It's like cold wash, so it's a whole body wash meant to wash your body with. The problem is, if you go up the backside, dude. I was talking to a customer place I
you
used to
said
work
go out the
about this
backside.
product, and he looks at me and dead in the face. He's like, "Dude, I did the same thing. It's like you washed your asshole with the fucking menthol."
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
Feel good though.
So
Minty fresh.
it's
I mean,
not
I
that it
didn't
doesn't
hate it.
Right. It's not that it doesn't feel good. It's just
Sorry,
unexpected and different.
Yeah, you're not used to it feeling that clean.
So
I'm not expected anymore.
yeah. Well, now I expect it.
We've devolved from bidet talk to how we wash our assholes.
So speaking of that,
This is a great fucking podcast about beer.
Next time.
Yes,
yeah,
next one.
but no, just
What?
a final.
Real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
final note,
I was gonna say
Final
a final note
potato.
on that. As a guy, I don't know. It's a thing. Sometimes you run out of. We usually keep like for me myself, I keep like a bar of soap, a body wash. And that's it. Usually, sometimes I will have a shampoo conditioner combo, but this is mostly just rinsing. But I made the mistake of being out of the other two, and then going, I'm gonna just wash my whole body with the shampoo. You've taken a shampoo shower before. It's a thing that happens.
Yeah.
I'm a man.
That's why I usually get the 3-in-1.
I didn't realize that there was like a spearmint thing, and then when you go in there, you're like, good googly moogly. You're like, that hits you out of nowhere.
Tingles and jingles from the hole
It's
to
like
the
chewing
pole.
5 gum. It's basically the only way.
Chewing 5 gum with your ass?
Yes, exactly.
But I thought most men had the 3-in-1. Isn't it like a man
I've
thing
got
to
like
do?
the 16-in-1.
Yeah.
And then you
I've got-
have like the fantastic hair and the
Car
great
wash,
skin.
dishwash, hair, body, engine
Marinade. Yeah, I marinate my ribs in it. Like,
So on that note, let's start the show. Wait, don't turn the channel. You've tuned into High Gravity.
The show where we talk about beer, brewing, and bullshit.
Where the only thing we take seriously is the next round.
So grab a glass.
fill it with something cold.
And enjoy the show.
Hey! Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of High Gravity, where for some reason we were just, dumb enough to keep Kelly, Becky, and John. So we're going to do this again. So thank you to all of our listeners who deal with all of our bullshit. We appreciate you.
And we're not sorry.
And we are not sober either. So
We're not.
I'm still feeling pretty
I'm fine.
sober.
well,
I'm getting there.
I see some empty beers, so I'm just going to make the executive decision to just jump into one of these motherfuckers. And today we've got a special episode.
I'm gonna take a swig of the
these
filler.
are from Jeff again.
Jeff is a
Jeff.
legend.
Sponsors here for bringing beers
We
in.
love
Yes.
Jeff.
Yes,
Yes.
The bartenders also love Jeff. He's a super sweet guy, and he's super well educated about beer, and has a passion for his collection, and I appreciates that about him.
Can I get it?
And I'm excited about these two.
Yes, I also am excited about these because this is a beer that
Now, I have
if
to see
you're
if I can
from
do this
Michigan,
now.
Johnny. Nah, I'm just giving you a hard time.
don't care.
This is something that anyone
did
from
it.
Michigan might understand or appreciate because
Well, I
there was
wanted to catch
legitimately billboards for this beer that you can find. We are going to be drinking some New Holland, which is the name of the brewery, and these are Dragon's Milk variants. So we have 2 of them. We have a Dragon's Milk Triple Mash, and we have a Dragon's Milk Reserve. 2021 on the Reserve, and I'm not seeing a date on the mash, but 21 as well. We're starting with the Reserve because it is lower alcohol content at 11.8. Yes, lower alcohol content is 11.8, so we're going up from there.
I'm excited. I haven't had any variant from Dragon's Milk.
Right,
I've only had the original.
I've had a couple. I've had they had like an espresso variant and a vanilla variant, and those were kind of as you would expect. Like there's
Okay.
nothing too much about them, but the
I haven't had that yet. And if I did, I don't remember
you've
it.
Never had Dragon's Milk, period?
I don't think so. But in between episodes, I was telling you guys how my one friend, her bachelorette party, she's not really a drinker. And we went on
Then
one of
this
those.
is not the beer for her.
Right. Well, she loves it. And we went on one of those. We went on one of those tiki boats in St. Clair Shores, and we were
that's
drinking
fun.
on that. And the captain of the tiki boat was like, "You guys should play the Thunderstruck drinking game." And I was like,
No.
I was like, "Fuck yeah, we are!"
For Thunderstruck, you didn't know there was a drinking game?
No, I like drinking games.
So,
Is this your first day on
Johnny.
Earth? How have you not
Johnny.
seen that?
Don't challenge me to a drinking contest.
Sidebar
friend.
before you open that. The Thunderstruck drinking game, you know how Thunderstruck by AC/DC?
Yeah.
So each time they say thunder, you drink, but you don't stop drinking until the next thunder.
Yeah. It's a game meant to be played with shitty cheap beer.
So
And also
Yeah.
like 12 people.
yeah, and
No,
no
I'm
But
carbonation.
there are
me
points
and strong beer.
there are points in the
You've
song
seen the
where
videos.
where
You
it
may not have
goes
seen it.
30 seconds,
Yep.
40 seconds
But
without them
that's
Yeah,
saying thunder.
yeah, that's what I'm getting at. So the friend whose bachelorette party it was for, she got stuck on the solo. So that whole guitar solo, she had to continuously chug.
Dragon's
and she's
Milk.
she's this
okay.
tiny little thing. But after all that, we went back to our condo at the time. We had a bar in the basement that Mark built. It was like a speakeasy in our basement.
I love it.
I miss that shit so much. Like Haas Bar Night was the best. And so she comes back to our house and she's drinking Dragon's Milk.
Oh Jesus!
But she ended up dying in my bathroom.
We'll tolerate. We'll
That's
discuss
a
that later.
3-liter bottle of Jack Daniels. In
So
that video.
that's the problem though with these type of beers is that they don't taste as boozy as they are, and
Oh yeah.
when
dangerous.
when you're a craft beer drinker, you kind of learn that hey, you start the night with imperial stouts, you don't end the night with imperial stouts.
100%.
I've made that mistake a bunch of times.
And
Let
when
me
you
let me
slam-
open up. Let me open this bottle so we can all have some beers, and then I'm gonna tell a story about the time I didn't start the night with an imperial stout.
Please hold. Will the crowd please hold?
This is Dragon's Milk Reserve, which is a rye barrel aged stout with cinnamon, toasted chilies, and vanilla extract. And anyone who knows me knows I like a good rye beer and also a good rye whiskey. Like I like rye. So let's hear the boner pop here. Oh, that was a good one. That was a good pop. I didn't get the whole cap off there, but let's. Ooh. The smell in the bottle is really nice.
What's the upfront smell?
I don't want to say until everyone else has had it.
You can make a candle out of that.
You really could. I get cinnamon right off the rip.
You said you weren't going to say it yet.
Well, John already smelled it, so one person smelled it, so it's okay. It's cinnamon.
Spoiler alert.
But so while everyone's pouring a beer here, I'll go over this quick story. We had I go to pre-COVID, and I would like to get back to it. I used to go to Denver twice a year. We'd go for the Cannabis Cup on my birthday, and then we'd go back in late September, early October for the Great American Beer Festival. And we went for, this was for 420 weekend, a friend of mine, there was 7 of us, and the party was kind of divided. Some people wanted to go to the arcade, some people wanted to go to the breweries, and me and my buddy went to the brewery. And we took the entire evening and we were Ubering between breweries, and we had drank a lot. You know, we had sours, we had ales, we had, the whole gambit. Denver is a beautiful beer city, and if you've never been drinking in Denver, I highly recommend it.
It's a lot of fun, especially with the scooters that you can get.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Run around.
Can I
That sounds like a bad
sidebar?
idea.
You said cinnamon. I smell cinnamon toast crunch when I sniff it.
Absolutely.
And I get like that wave
Like
of
Apple
nostalgia.
Jacks, like Apple Jacks, Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Heavy Apple Jacks.
So I'll make it quick. We ended up at this metal brewery, me and this guy who went, big metalheads, and we called an Uber, and this was damn near 2 a.m. And we're sitting there with the owner and the bartender, and the owner's like, "Hey, did you try our barrel age?" And we're like, "Oh no, we're just trying to cash out." And he's like, "No, you gotta have it." And he gives us a full pint of barrel age, and
Nice.
we'd been drinking for from like 4 p.m. to like 2 a.m. at this point, and our Uber is literally on the way. So we slam the pint of barrel age and Uber back to the house. And I remember very distinctly at 4:30 in the morning throwing up like crazy and deciding it was a good idea to take a bath. I'm like, I was like, I haven't taken a bath since I was a kid, and I'm there taking a bath at 5 in the morning and just thinking it was the greatest fucking idea I've ever done in my life. And I look back at it and think fondly because I woke up 3 hours later not hungover.
Still in the bath, or did you make it? To the
I think honestly, I just sweat all the alcohol out into the hot bath water.
That's telling that story. That's when I know you are another level of drunk, because that was the first thing I thought of. I'm like, I don't think I've had a bath since another
Exactly.
person has had to bathe me.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, we were in this B&B, and we're in this really nice B&B, and I was like, I
Wait.
bet this bathtub is clean. I'm gonna fucking take a bath.
Do you count?
Hold up.
Do you count drunk in a hot tub when your
Hold
buddy
up.
throws chlorine in?
Hold up.
I don't think that counts. No.
Oh no, it's been a while.
We're all adults here, right?
I mean,
So you never
mentally or
physically?
done had a sexy time bath?
we didn't have a bathtub in our house.
Just
we
the
only had
sexy,
showers.
sexy time shower.
We only had showers. We've had sexy time shower.
Shower
Yeah.
is
I mean,
I feel like you got
yeah,
UTI
but-
territory in the back.
Does it look like somebody else was sitting in a
100%.
bathtub with me?
on top
if
of
they're
you.
on right. Yeah.
I would try.
I like the way
If you fit like puzzle pieces, yeah, you're good.
I mean, if you're going that route,
I like
William
Legos,
Howard Taft got into a bathtub at least once.
Even better.
You know what? I mean, I get a text back, and they don't text me back.
I have an opinion I want to interject here. Daryl, you should be dad and wrangle us in when we keep fucking up.
Smack everybody.
Because like you just sit there in silence and watch us all
Daryl,
just
Half the
degenerate.
time that falls to me.
I'm not
but
calling
we're
you
having
daddy.
I will.
Master? No, there it is.
Of puppets. Anyway, so let's talk about this
So wait, I was
beer.
going to say, normally about the beer, I'm sitting here drinking the beer while everyone's telling stories.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
thinking about it,
Daryl,
Let's talk
wrangle
about
us
the
in.
beer.
Wrangle us in. I do get chilies on this.
I do too.
yeah.
I go.
I get the
I feel
spice.
it now.
My problem with this is And it's great beer. I love the beer, but cinnamon overpowers
Cinnamon.
90% of the flavors.
It is
in
very
this
cinnamon.
beer.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on that.
It is
Yeah.
very
Very
cinnamon.
cinnamony.
It is.
Do you
But there
do you
is
not
that
like
extra-
cinnamon?
No, I'm
I
okay
like
with it,
cinnamon.
but
Cinnamon.
it overpowers the beer.
Yeah.
It takes
I
over
think
everything.
I think if it didn't have the chilies, I think the cinnamon actually might be a little bit more subtle. I feel like the spicy chilies make the
It's
cinnamon
a good
more
compliment.
pronounced.
It's a
That's-
great compliment.
Yes,
But it
and
accentuates.
I feel it
Right,
like, in the
it
back
almost,
of my
like,
throat.
I feel it in the back
the
of my
cinnamon
throat
to a
too.
next
Feels
flavor.
good.
That's what you're supposed to feel.
Normally, we don't make it past the gums.
But looking at this though, 2022, I bet you if we waited 2022.
But it says the date stamp on the bottle. Look right there.
Look,
Was when it was
right there.
brewed, right?
2022
That was
reserve.
the bottle.
The bottle
That's
was
the
21.
bottle. Look,
Oh wait, so the bottle is from 21. Oh, well, it's 12/21. So okay,
New Holland's
12/21,
reusing their
21.
bottles. This
Okay.
just in.
so, but I think at 22, if it was aged for another year or two at least, it would mellow
Probably
out a
mellow
lot
out,
more.
yeah.
You'd lose the chilies for sure, which would be
I don't
nice.
think the cinnamon would be as strong either.
No, I agree. I think next
Yeah.
year this bottle would actually probably slap a little harder.
We get better with age.
That's true.
Some of us do, not KBS and CBS. We'll say that
No.
much.
For the record, that
They
all
age
of
like
this or
cheese.
that I slammed, yeah, buddy. I'm caught up now.
I can tell Johnny's feeling it.
So-
Oh, John's feeling pretty good.
Are
Right?
you
Cut
feeling it
back
now,
to-
Mr.
yeah,
Krabs?
same thing, like we were saying a few weeks ago. It's kind of astonishing how all of these beers, I mean, this one's a newer one, and then we could see down the road it getting better with age.
Oh, yeah.
It is kind of astonishing how the KBSs and the CBSs have not held at all.
Yeah,
It's
2-3
definitely-
years is their max.
There's almost
So-
like a spoiledness to them. There's something going on
And
there.
a lot of
that's-
beers, you'll learn the kind of the time frame a lot of those have to age.
Well, I think a lot of companies too, like some of them, they pay more care to the.
Oh, for sure.
They know that the crowd that they're like selling to, like
Yeah.
the KBS, like Founders is just a giant
Yeah.
brewery, and they're trying to sell to that like quick turnaround crowd, and like you'd assume the same of like say Three Floyds, and we keep harkening back to how Dark Lord ages really well, but there's other companies too, like Speciation or God, I'm trying to think of all of this bizarre like. See, fucking it up. But like, there's a lot of breweries that they cater to that crowd that they know that they've got the craft fans that want to fuck with their beer and let it age and things.
But
And
see, I think this one's going to age well because it's very strong up front.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what happens, even the other ones that we've had,
of
over
that
time, they've mellowed
gets
out
subtle.
too much
Yeah.
and they've lost the flavor.
I think though, to be fair,
To
be fair,
I've been waiting for that all fucking
I
day.
understand that reference, to be fair.
R.I.P. Letterkenny, this is their last season.
You haven't seen it yet, no
Cheers
spoilers.
to
Have
them.
you- have
Me
you
neither.
watched-
Me neither.
Watch Shorzy.
I
I
have
will
watched
say,
season 2.
Big
yes.
fan of Shorzy.
Yeah.
New Holland is another one of those breweries that's similar to Founders. That is, they're catering to a crowd. Like you can even read it on the bottle. It says
yeah.
it says drink fresh, and I think that's because they want you to get that chili cinnamon punch. And
Well, that's sales. They want you to drink it now so you buy more.
I don't. We get it fresh, but I think I would agree with Daryl. If we let this age another couple of months to a year,
this would be way better.
It'd
It would
be way
be
more.
100%.
But if we let it age 5 to 6 years, like we did the CBS and
be
KBS,
trash.
it will be trash.
Yeah.
Right.
I still have that one sour in my basement. It says optimal drinking age 2038.
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
sour beers continue to get more sour, and your
planning-
microphone is
it's a
crazy
giant
sensitive, so you
fucking
know.
beer.
Yeah.
It can hear every whisper you make.
Yeah.
You can make
I
it across
missed
the
that,
room. It
but
will
I'll
pick
hear
it
it.
up.
I missed whatever that was,
Every
but I'll hear it
secret
in
you guys
editing.
have told is now on the internet
we were
forever.
talking about a vitamin B12 patch since we're drinking.
No, it's
and-
B1.
Oh, B1, my bad.
Thiamine.
My bad. And I don't want to
Funny one.
die. And I was debating on putting it on
Funny
for
one.
a
Ah,
month.
fair enough.
I have more.
So
I also want to just point out a little
Talking
quick
about the healthy
sidebar.
shit. Fuck that.
Yeah,
No,
during
no,
the
you just shove
during
it.
the
You
middle-
just stick it on your ass.
during the during the middle of Jim's very in-depth and very nice presentation, I want to say that we are now 3 weeks in a row where Daryl has not put his phone on silent.
Like, I work all the time, nonstop.
This is your
my
priority.
girlfriend-
Shut that shit
My
off.
girlfriend's nonstop. Shit.
You can only swipe right on Tinder so much.
This episode will also be used in the court case.
I'm putting it on right now.
okay, I'm doing the same thing.
Should we start reciting the court number or insert court or insert evidence number
The
here?
fattest part of your body, just smack it on.
That would be my gut.
Yeah,
So-
so I'm serious about this shit. What the
For context, yeah, let me explain. they have Becky's tried to sell me on this before. They have a patch that
So do I put it on
if
my
you're worried
boob?
about being hungover, you wear this patch that has like B1 and thiamine and like
I'm part of your club. I have chunks in my beer.
yeah, it fucking sucks. No more hangovers. See, we have
Oh, that is a weird texture.
little powder packets.
Yeah, it is weird
we
when it
mix in water and we drink them the night before.
What are these? What are these called?
liquid
Do I
IV
actually
or
have to
whatever.
put
I've never
Yeah.
seen them.
Do I actually have to put it
The-
on my ass?
I'm not as lucky as Johnny where I've
Put it on
never
the
had a
fatty-
hangover.
It says on a fatty
So
part.
this is a B1
Do you want to put it on my ass?
patch, no
That is a hairless
hangovers.
part. No, fatty part.
All over me.
Put it on my ass?
No,
Absolute
it says
chaos.
Apply to
100%.
dry. It says apply to dry, hairless area of skin prior to or during.
Hairless is where you're gonna have a problem
Leave
with
on
me.
for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Nice shot.
Daryl threw the patch right in the
take that
beer.
one.
It went right
in the
into
pitcher of beer.
So now that beer has no alcohol
I
in
have
it.
I have body armor in my car. I'm good.
No. You take that one. I gave you one. I
I'm
sucked this
pretty
one
sure you're
dry.
supposed to put the patches on before you start drinking.
You can do it. It says you can do it during though.
Well, I would
You can wear it 6 to
Why?
8 hours.
I would also like to point out that like it's not
don't
even
understand.
1:30 in the
Where do I put
afternoon.
it?
No.
Like so
put
the
it on my
chance of
ass.
being
Well, it
hungover
depends
like
the time you're listening to it, I guess.
yeah, I've got the rest of the day to recover.
So, Dragon's Milk Reserve.
Yeah,
Very
reserve
cinnamony.
rye barrel aged.
Back to the show.
I actually don't get any of the rye or any of the barrel, but I think it's
It's just
because the
cinnamon's
cinnamon and the chili's
overpowers
over.
I ran out of it, but I could see some of the rye notes because a lot of that's going to blend with a little bit of that,
Yeah,
that
with that
chilliness.
Yeah.
of
Well,
the
because
kinda
rye
dry
tends to be
hit.
peppery.
Yeah, the peppery dry
Right.
hit.
So that
I could see
that's
it, yeah.
probably why that's hitting me. Yeah, it's giving me that aftertaste burn where you get a little bit of that
We
like
just lost a third of our.
They're putting patches on their ass. Let them go.
Or go help them.
yeah. Regardless of what's happening right now. Yeah, the Dragon's Milk Reserve, I think it was a little heavy on the cinnamon, but I also think like we said if we let it age a little more,
Oh, that would mellow out and be fucking great.
yeah,
I'd like
so
that.
whatever the peppers that were in or whatever that went into this, they're
Yeah.
kind of conflicting with each other. The two
Little bit,
flavors
yeah.
are conflicting.
I'd be curious. Well, here, let me
Conflicting or complimenting though?
let me
I
read
would
the back
say
of the bottle.
conflicting, to be completely honest with you, because I'm
I don't
getting.
know. I think they complement each other.
I don't
agree
think
with
I'm
John.
not saying it's bad, but what I am saying is that so I'm getting a lot of cinnamon right off the
Oh,
rip, and then
without
a
a doubt.
burn after. So but
So
they're not
that's-
two different.
But that could be
They're
the rye
compli-
or the chili.
I think
Exactly,
they're
yeah.
complementary and accentuary. Like they complement each other in flavor wise.
Complement and compound.
So let me read the back of the bottle
Before
just
you
so
do
we
that,
can
real
wrap.
quick, they
Yeah.
would complement each other probably another 2 years. Right now, they're
Yeah.
all individual flavors.
Yeah.
Is the problem.
I mean, you can differentiate them without a doubt right now.
So let's see what New Holland has to say about their beer here for the Dragon's Milk Reserve 2022 Reserve 1, which again, it's funny that they have the stamp on the bottle is 12/21/21 despite it being a 2022
Awesome.
Reserve. So it says Dragon's Milk Reserve is a treasure trove for the adventurous spirit. Each entry in the Reserve series is crafted to push the boundaries of our signature stout by exploring unique ingredients and barrels. An epic journey awaits. The adventure begins with a slumber and rye whiskey barrel selected to import a wealth of earthy and spicy notes to this brew. Behold, flavors of cinnamon and toasted chilies light the way to a sweet vanilla finish, completing the quest. Raise a glass to victory.
See, you speak like that, and then you wonder why I'm gonna try to kiss you on the mouth every time I see you.
I want to hear him narrate the Harry Potter books.
Right.
Just saying.
I can narrate a lot. I'd rather do like 50 Shades of Grey,
Can
but
you-
like in the
Or you
style
could-
of
you could
Gilbert
travel
Gottfried.
with the Trans-Siberian
Can
Orchestra.
you read the ingredients to like a box of cereal to me, please?
High
would
fructose
eat it.
corn syrup, enriched corn flour.
You have a very sexy voice.
Thank you.
Here, read that ingredients list just for shits and giggles.
He just handed me a bottle of water.
Oh, damn it.
So, here we go.
Get real close.
Ingredients: purified water, less than 1% of calcium chloride, magnesium chloride, potassium bicarbonate.
All right.
Distributed by 7-Eleven Incorporated, Irving, Texas 75063, www.7-11.com.
Okay,
you
great
don't want
sexy
to
voice.
sponsor
I
us,
think we
that'd
got
be
off
cool.
topic again.
Yeah, let's not
We
do
have
that again.
another one.
And I can also
Yeah, my
only get
glass is
so
empty.
erect, so please
Yeah.
stop doing that.
Yeah.
Hey, is-
But before it pokes through his jeans.
Is this her second podcast and she's already better at it than we are?
Apparently so.
Off topic. Yeah, let's go. Another beer.
We warned the listeners.
Oh, there were chunks in that one, Kelly. You're right. I got a little bit of chunks at the end.
Yeah.
I discussed that a little bit ago. I had them too.
We all got chunks.
That's because I gave you guys all the end.
I hope they were chunks of chilies. So, to keep with the theme,
I
you're
don't know.
lucky.
Mine were kind of.
as previously discussed, to keep with the theme, we are doing 2 bottles, 2 variants of Dragon's Milk, both from New Holland.
Glad I put that patch on.
Nicotine patch. Anyway.
Birth control patch.
Oh my.
Your voice made me pregnant.
I've had that problem before. Like, listen, you can't prove it. You can't prove it in a court of law. We'll go to Maury, and Maury will absolve me of the fathership. He'll be like,
And he could
Don't
just
tell
buy
my
your favorite pickles.
you are not the father. So this version of Dragon's Milk that we have here is Dragon's Milk Triple Mash, a triple mashed bourbon barrel aged stout. Very simple, very
Ooh,
to
this
the point.
sounds good.
17.3% alcohol.
Holy shit.
This one dances on the line of the strongest beer that we've had here. At least the strongest on the label.
Not Utopias, though.
Yeah, well, Utopias.
So
To be
this would
fair,
second,
I don't
think.
consider
To be
Utopias
fair.
a beer. To be fair,
It's to be fair.
To be fair.
Yeah, it's not carbonated, right?
no, it's
No,
not.
it's
Yeah.
flat.
Yeah.
Have you ever
it
had
serves
it?
Still.
You guys had it here?
Did you not listen to the
I might
first
have missed.
episode of
I
this
might have
year?
missed that
3
episode.
episodes ago.
The first episode of 2024 was Utopias? Did you not listen to the episode?
Controversial
You're right,
opinion.
no, I
Jess,
didn't
What
listen
kind
to-
of follower
If
are you?
you still haven't said who your
I
favorite
listened.
bartender is, but just so
We'll
you
get
know,
No, that's
we'll
we're
hear.
voting at the end of this episode.
I've listened to every single episode.
That's why they call it a cliffhanger.
I
I'm all
guarantee you
caught up.
haven't, because they have.
I guarantee I have.
I guarantee
All the ones
you
that are
haven't.
posted.
Do you have access to the Google
Well,
Drive?
no shit, I don't.
I want you guys to fight
all the
when
ones
this
that
is
are
done.
posted. I'm your number 1 fan.
She'll win.
But I'm going to interrupt with this.
Here's to you, chess player. Yes, you, diving deep into the world of rooks, bishops, and those tricky pawns. You, who master the 64 squares, like a general leading his troops into battle. You, who understand that life isn't just black and white, it's a carefully calculated series of strategic moves. You who know that each decision, no matter how small, can be the difference between a triumphant checkmate and a humbling defeat. You, who can turn a quiet afternoon into an intense battlefield of the minds. So, grab a cold one, because when the day is done and the king is in checkmate, you've earned it. Here's to you, chess player. You're not just playing a game, you're engaging in a mental marathon, a dance of intellect, a fight for supremacy on a checkered battleground. And for that, we raise our craft beers to you. Checkmate, life. Checkmate.
That was a good one.
And I'm also going to segue into Utopias. Overrated.
A little bit for the price. Absolutely.
For the price, it's a joke.
Oh yeah.
What was the bottle? What did that cost you for yours?
$275 and change.
So I think when we had I had mine in Boston. I had a friend that had it, and same thing. I don't really I fully don't think it's a beer because I mean he had his stored above his fridge.
So here's
Served
the
warm.
thing about Utopias is a beer. It serves still. So
I
keep in
know.
mind, traditionally beer was still.
That's very fair. Yeah, that's a good point.
So
I wouldn't say it was bad. It had a ton of flavor.
it
Not
was
bad, just not good.
for the price. I would rather buy a lot of other cheap shitties.
Well, that's the thing is like I feel like beer, wine, all that kind of stuff. There's diminishing returns at a certain point. You know, like how expensive can you get for a bottle of beer before you're like, okay, well, there's a $12 bottle of beer that will very much compete with.
I
this,
would
you know?
rather drink any $12 beer I've ever bought over Utopias.
100%.
Wait, what do we call this? She's putting some of her glass into other her glass.
Scissoring. Anyway. So
Scissor me timber.
I paid $200 for a ticket to go to Dark Lord Day, to put that in perspective, and you get like 2 variants and 2 bottles of Dark Lord. I would pay $400 for that same privilege over spending $275 on a bottle of Utopias any day. But we've had Dark Lord here, and it's just
Based on the amount of Dark Lords I've had between here and your
at my
place,
party, yeah.
and that
We had
statement,
several
I
more
would
Dark
agree.
Lords.
Yeah,
I
I'm
would
going to agree
as
with
much
you.
as I love
I
Sam
just think
Adams
they priced.
products.
I think that it's been priced out of its
Agreed.
point. There's
It is,
nothing
and-
that could possibly.
But I mean,
make that
10
price
years
point
ago,
make
10
sense.
years ago,
Oh,
when
yeah.
there was less craft, Utopias was an incredible experience. But let's talk about this
back to
beer.
the
Let's
triple
talk about this
mash
beer.
I want to call call it. I want to call this. To be fair.
To be fair.
Oh, that was perfect. to that statement, we'll talk about this in another episode, but the inflation price of what that should be to what quote unquote market price selling is a joke. So and I know some people with the actual like what they pay for that, and I'll try and find out what a store pays for that. But they're
it's
selling
not $275.
No, what they're selling
it's pretty
it
close.
for.
They don't make a lot of money off
not a
that.
lot.
I think it's more than you're thinking.
A friend of mine paid $250 for it 10 years
Not
ago.
on the air.
So
Yeah, not on the other. We'll talk about that.
But let's circle back to the Dragon's Milk Triple Mash.
That was an old episode.
I get the triple mash on it for sure.
I liked it. I'd love to have it again, but I'm not going to pay for it again.
100%.
Yeah. Moving on.
Triple mash, the smell right off, you can tell it's barrel aged.
Very much.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can smell it
You
right
very
off
much
front.
get
No
100%
front.
triple mash. Like that's all the bourbon there.
I'm getting the bourbon burn down the throat too.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of alcohol
100%.
in the
I
nose
like
of
the
that.
bourbon burn, but
I'm
I
trying.
can't drink this and not want to drink the SOB here.
Comparable, you're
Yeah.
saying? Yeah. Okay.
I can't.
I think the alcohol content is so high on this that like you really lose a lot of the subtlety
You do.
with the
It's
alcohol.
very heavy in the nose.
See, and I was interested in this
Very
because I got triple mashed in college, so I wanted to see how
Yeah,
this
you
compared.
did.
So let me
All three of them.
let me read the bottle before we get too far away from this review here. Dragon's Milk Triple Mash 2022 release. Dragon's Milk Triple Mash is the ultimate indulgence, the results of years of honing technique and pushing the limits of what a stout can be. Aged for 1 year in New Holland Spirits bourbon barrels, the flavor of Dragon's Milk, chocolate, roasted malt, vanilla, and oak are amplified in a way that still allows for balance and refinement to shine through. I disagree with everything they said there. I get
I don't know.
none of
I
the
think there's
flavors
a
they
lot of
mentioned
there.
except
I think
the
it's-
barrel.
I get a lot of it. I don't get the vanilla. It's the
I don't
only
get
thing
vanilla. I don't get chocolate. I don't get anything but
one-
beer and
Yeah, this one's
bourbon.
So to be fair,
to be fair,
To be fair.
we are how many beers in?
fair enough.
several.
Well, we're only like 3.
Yeah, we have a lot of catching up to do.
17%. And when it's 17%,
Almost
it
18.
does cover a lot of the flavors that are in
does.
there.
Yeah.
You notice that with Utopias.
Yeah.
I
Like,
think
it covers
that
a lot
There's
of flavors
heavy
when it's
alcohol
higher.
in the nose.
You
can
could-
taste it, but if you break that taste down, do that gargling technique we talked about.
No, that sucked. Listen to
Everything's.
the episode. That
I
was
don't
terrible.
get. I don't get the vanilla, but
Wait, you
I
guys
get
were
everything.
gargling
It
beer?
hit me in the back of the
Johnny
throat.
does.
It's supposed to hit you in the back of the throat.
I will say that
Waka waka.
if we had given this, if
that
we,
your
That was the
ASMR?
least
Is that how
attractive
that
sound
works?
I've ever heard in my
You
entire
get
life.
some age.
Yes.
I'm with you.
It's a tasting technique. Fuck off.
if we gave this beer another year, I think the
Oh.
alcohol would be more mellow, but I don't think we'd get any more flavors because just
I
like
think we would.
just
I
like
think more of that would
just
come
like we've
out.
discussed before, like say for example the
It was
KBS
smooth out, you
that's
wouldn't notice as much.
you
Yeah.
lose the booziness when you get a 2 or 3 year old KBS, but like once you get beyond that, you lose the chocolatey, the Java, like all that flavors. So I think all the subtleties of this beer would also be lost as the booze mellows out, and then beers like this tend to come full circle where like the booziness mellows to a certain point, and then you get to taste the other subtle flavors. But once you push it beyond that, then the booziness starts to come back around as the other more complex flavors, carbonize and turn into basically just their carbon bases, and they taste like fucking nothing.
Right.
I don't think more time would make this beer better.
I'm gonna agree with you.
I
on
don't
that.
think it's bad, but it
No,
absolutely
it's
make it
not
better.
bad. But to me,
I
it
gotta
seems
disagree.
It seems a little underwhelming. Like it
Yeah.
seems
No.
watered down to me a little
So
bit.
I like that it's boozy, and I like the boozy taste. I
Let's
just
all put
don't
it
think
back
it could be
in
better.
and recap it.
We have the technology. We could do it.
I can do it next door.
We got to spit?
Backwash included.
I don't spit.
That's how we get sour
You're
beers.
like, oh, that's a 2024 backwash right there. That's good.
I feel if this aged a little bit more, I think some of that because the alcohol tends to mellow out over time.
It does.
I think a lot of these other back notes are going to come. The back notes are there.
But those
chocolate,
back
the-
notes have a very limited half life, is what I'm
They
saying.
do.
So it's
I'm
like
not saying like age like 4 years. I'm saying if you gave it another year,
maybe
year and a half, maybe 2, I think that alcohol bite is going to fall off, and all those other notes are going to come
I
back.
think
through.
maximum you'd get a year out of this if you aged it for another year. Somewhere in that year,
No, I think you got longer than that. 17, you got longer than that.
Well, no, it's 2022.
No, 17%.
Oh, 70%. Yeah.
27.
I was 2017. What happened? No, Daryl does have a point though. When the booze gets that high,
You can age it a little longer and it mellows out more.
So the alcohol stabilizes what's in there, and that allows it to age and for more of those profiles to develop.
but
Again,
I think
look at a mead. If you remember the ginger mead,
the ginger was still really strong on that.
The ginger was, but that was a 17% mead.
Yeah, but I'm surprised how
I
the
drank
ginger
an entire
lived.
bottle of that
So real
last
quick,
night.
we got some opinions over here.
Yeah, let's see what they say.
From our guests.
Okay,
I don't think Becky likes it.
No, because when I'm drinking beer, I want to drink beer.
That's why I didn't like the Utopias. Same.
Okay.
Yeah.
This doesn't taste like beer.
High alcohol liquor.
Your
taste to
SOB
it.
is beer with bourbon.
Yeah.
And it's delicious. This is not beer to me.
This is bourbon with beer
See,
flavors.
I really like this one.
I honestly, I don't
Fine,
dislike
if we were doing
it.
Yeah, I
bourbon.
don't dislike it, but I think as far as what we've had, I'm going honestly. Even with the cinnamon,
any
I
more of
think
it?
the cinnamon is going to.
Yep.
Or the first one, the reserve.
Yeah, the
rather.
cinnamon chili.
Yeah, I think that's going to age better than this.
I agree.
Now I may be speaking completely out of school, but I just think it's
I think that the cinnamon chili one was just a better, more well-rounded, interesting beer.
I agree.
Like this
I'm on the opposite
is
here.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, Johnny also likes triples, doubles, quads. Like he
see, I
likes
love a quad.
heavy and
I
strong
love a
beers.
quad.
Triples are my wheelhouse. I'll love triples.
the reserve with the cinnamon and chilies. I think it's a more complex, interesting flavor that like the subtleties of it are going to change in much more complex, interesting ways. Whereas this is just beer, bourbon. Okay, what happens when you age it? You know, so like for this, like
I agree.
You know, it's not as complex.
I would agree with that statement, but I still like this better than the other one.
I actually do like this better
As
than
of
the other
right
one
now,
too.
aged down.
As of right now.
As it sits on the table, I like this better
And
than the
with
other
this,
one.
with,
you like that one?
with as much as I like
aged out.
spicy beers,
That one
I'm
was
sorry. With as much as I like spicy in general, I have been very well quoted as saying I don't like spicy beers. I don't like chilies in my beer. Now the New Holland Reserve was good. I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't buy it. You know, I wouldn't go out of my way to buy it. So like chili beers to me are automatically like a negative check mark. This one, I like bourbon. I like beer. The Dragon's Milk Triple Mash, like I could see myself getting a 4-pack of that and, you know, drinking one at 1 year, at 2 years, at 3 years, and at 4 years and seeing like, okay, how does this change? Is this good? With the cinnamon and the chilies, as that ages, you know those flavors are going to mellow and they're going to change. And are those chilies and cinnamon going to turn acrid? Because I found that a lot with anything that contains non-traditional ingredients, specifically
So that more
things
of
like
your organics.
yeah, like anytime you put things in there that don't involve grains, I feel like they tend to turn acrid when they get there
So
too long.
let's go to this. The gas.
What do you,
Kelly, which one did you like more?
I like alcohol, so
We know that.
I don't know. I don't mind since I know Becky didn't really like it, but I like it. It's not that bad, but it's also what I
You like
really
the
haven't been
reserve that we
drinking.
did before, or the
I-
triple mash?
I actually like the reserve better.
Cinnamon.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I like that cinnamon. I like that spicy, tingly at the back of the throat.
it's definitely more complex.
And then I like the smell of it too, because like I said, it gives me that nostalgic like cinnamon toast crunch.
Christmas
I'm a
time
child,
beer.
but I'm drunk. What is this?
Okay, I actually like them both, but this one, the triple mash,
Yeah, triple mash. Yeah, that's the one we're
I
drinking
can't
now.
call it a beer.
Okay.
I like it if I want to sip on some bourbon.
John likes that one a lot.
Okay, I like that if I'm like, yeah, I want some bourbon. If I want some beer, I would go for the reserve. Still too much cinnamon. Let it age a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So that's kind of where I'm at because I cannot get the thinking down the road part out of my head. So I'm more
We'll
of the
teach you.
Yeah, I like the I like the
make you
more
drink old beer.
of the reserve. And then like Jim was saying about chilies, I agree with you because I'm more of an Applebee's fan. But hey,
Hells yeah.
good night, everybody. No,
But
We got a comment.
but no.
That was like a few.
Let's
episodes
invite
ago.
Chili and Thomas back and have Jim and John go head to head.
But I'm gonna.
Oh, that could be fun.
That would be
could
fun.
a lot
We
of
could
fun.
I would enjoy that.
That would be a
Chili's
great
good.
time.
I love him. We'd have a good time.
Well, that would be a great evening. But the yeah, I'm gonna go with the reserve. I gotta go with that. There's nothing wrong with this one. I just don't. I'm a little
Oh, so
underwhelmed.
I'm alone.
No,
You
no,
might be alone.
I prefer the triple mash.
It's like my dating life.
I prefer the triple mash.
It's like my dating life. I'm
Me
by
and Johnny
myself.
Orange prefer the triple
I
mash.
agree. Triple mash as of right now.
Yes.
I
Yes.
like more.
Yes.
Now, if you give it a year or 2 years, I don't think I like the triple mash as much as the reserve.
Oh.
Does that
That's
taste
a tough
like
one.
Do we have another
beer?
bottle of each? We should ask Jeff if he has another bottle of each of these because I would like to try them again next year.
Well, we should have saved these.
No, that's fine. I'll give him.
I'll ask him.
I'll give him some more vintage Dark Lord. Or I also found I have 2 bottles of I think 2015 or 16 Black Note, and I know he'll be interested.
No,
in
we're
those.
supposed to do that on the
I'll
show.
ask Jeff.
I'll trade with him.
Jeff and I are best friends.
Yeah.
Hey.
I gave him those 2 bottles of Dark Lord, and I gave him
We are.
like the proper vintage years, and I almost gave him a 2018, and I'm like, and then we ended up drinking it. Me and Johnny and some of our friends. We had the 2018, and then we had the what is it? The Rory Cocher, or the Rory Cocher,
remember.
which is freeze dried strawberry, roasted
I was
coconut,
distracted
Dark
by
Lord
your
aged in
weird
bourbon
fucking
barrels.
cat.
Oh yeah, that was funny. So we have my wife and I have kept hairless cats
My
for a long
wife?
time. We
Oh,
have Sphinx
Jesus.
cats, and
We've
most.
never talked about cats on the show because I love
Dude.
cats.
Well, we've
let me
talked about
show
pussy
you.
plenty of times,
I
Daryl.
love-
I just said Jesus.
You want to talk about cats for a hot minute? I got you on that.
Yeah, so
Oh, he knows all about the pussy over there.
yeah,
That's not
Kelly's
what I
a
meant, but
Kelly's a
thank
cat
you.
fan. Kelly has cat tattoos. So we always have really
I only
interesting
have a
reactions.
Normal,
We
that's
always
mine.
have very interesting reactions to our cats, and most people are pretty like, oh, it's a hairless cat, neat. And very rarely we get people who react with the vile disgust that Johnny Orange had to our mutant.
Look at that demon.
Is it a hairless ball sack?
Yeah.
They feel like shaved balls
I am-
or a warm peach.
I am kind of okay with hairless kitties.
Yeah, they're pretty neat.
Only when they're
wait, no, you
between
mean
2
cats.
legs. Yeah.
That cat that you have, and I love cats.
me too.
I have 2
Yeah.
of them tattooed
Those
on me
hairless ones are good.
grotesquely.
We're down to 7. We were at 8. We're down to 7 cats. now.
My legs are covered in cat tattoos. But the
awesome.
Can I see?
yeah, I'll share with the class.
John will take off his
we
pants.
have
Finish your story, and then I got to get us back on
so
track.
that cat that you had. Yours. It looks
Buttercup.
like if you're gonna hold that thing,
That thing's
you
called
should
Buttercup?
be slowly spinning around, petting it, revealing your plan to take over the world. That's how that cat looks.
Mr. Bigglesworth.
That thing has its own little jacket, and it like walks around, and it's
Your pussy has a jacket?
All right, anyways,
I could get into that story.
we have had a
So-
great show.
We've had a phenomenal show, and
A
thank
lot
you to
of
our
fun.
guests. We hope y'all will come back. We thank you
absolutely.
for coming 3 weeks in a row, man. That's awesome.
Luckily, I live close, so you guys can fit in my.
So we had this vote and we had this discussion earlier. We discussed this before y'all got here. Mr. Darryl here has a favorite bartender or favorite bartender or employee. Is that the title?
Favorite bartender, definitely.
So
But I will say though, we've had some technical issues. So as I'm saying, if something happens, you need to come in Monday and find out.
Oh yeah,
That's true.
So, Mr. Jim, sir, I'm gonna ask you and everybody else here to give us a drum roll. So, Mr. Darryl, Mr. Darryl's favorite bartender is.
My favorite bartender is. If you didn't learn anything today, at least remember this: beer is the answer that makes everything better.
Can't remember the question, but who cares when you have a cold one in your hand?
Remember, everybody, drink responsibly, drink high gravity.
Most importantly, drink well.
Okay, not the well. Life's too short for bad beers.
Stay frothy, my friends.